You be seated. And I'm going to ask Brian Hayes to come at this time. Brian he got back last Sunday about this time. He was getting ready to land in Little Rock, and he was with a mission team, medical mission team. I know they went last year and this year, and they were in Peru. And I've asked Brian just to come share a few minutes. He's going to share a few pictures with you of some of the things that God did with them. So, man, we are so thankful that you got to go and represent our church and the kingdom there. All right, Brian?
Well, as Jeff said, I just recently returned from South America, from Peru. This was the second year I went on the trip. It was a personally funded trip through Baptist Medical Mission International. And we had probably about a third of our group were people that went last year, so we had a lot of new faces this year. It was amazing to see how God worked to bring a team together and assemble that team to work so well together for His will. We flew into the town of Lima from Houston. It was a direct flight, about 7-hour flight, and Lima is a town that covers 1,000 square miles and about 10 million people, so a real small city, you know. And we stayed there overnight. The second day we had about a 7-hour bus ride into the Andes Mountains to the city of Tarma, and that's where we stayed through the duration of the week. And each day we went to smaller villages and towns from there to do our medical clinics and evangelism. The first day we were in the city of Tarma at the host church, which is a Baptist church there, and the city of Tarma is probably about the size of Conway. It's a larger city in the mountains. And we saw 270 patients that day, and they have a feeding program, a school program for children there, so about 200 of those were school kids. We didn't do evangelism that day because they're exposed to the gospel daily there at that church. So from there, the next day, we went to the town of Pilcomayo. We had a clinic. It was outside, set up under tents. It was kind of chaotic at first, but worked out well. We saw a bunch of people there. About 200 people was kind of the average of what we'd see per day. We went to the town of Pacoy and had set up in a municipal building on the second floor and did the clinic there. And then the next day we went to the town of Acambamba, which is, as a pastor there described to us, is kind of the idolatry capital of Peru, where they still have a lot of idol worship. And it was amazing to see God work there because we had more professions of salvation that day than any other on our trip. I believe we had 67 that day, except Christ. And these were sincere professions, emotional. Our interpreters, they talked to the people that they would receive medical attention and medication no matter what. And so they instructed them while they waited. In the meantime, if they had their permission, they would speak to them about Christ. So it was good the way they did that, so the people weren't pressured into making a decision. So all the people that accepted Christ, they're set up with local Bible studies there where they can be discipled now. And so the last day we had a free day, and just a fun day. They took us to a village, native Indian village there in the jungle in the Amazon basin, and we got to dress up and do tribal dancing with the people there. And then we hiked to a waterfall, a beautiful waterfall, about a 45-minute hike. So it was a great trip, really enjoyed it. And if you ever get a chance to go, it's more of a blessing to you to go and minister to those people than it is to them. And you're so much more thankful when you come back to the States for what we have here. So we've got a slideshow prepared if we can play it. And thank you all for your prayers leading up to the trip and during it.
What fortune lies beyond the stars, those dazzling heights too vast to climb. I got so high to fall so far, but I found heaven as love swept low. My heart beating, my soul breathing. I found my life when I laid it down. My wood falling, spirit soaring. I touched the sky when my knees hit the ground. What treasure waits within the sky? The gift of freedom gold can't buy. I bought the world and sold my heart. We traded heaven to
Listen, I tell you what, we're so thankful to have Brian and Angie and Brixie and Braylon in our church. Brian serves as a deacon, and I'm thankful we have deacons just like Brian who are leading out. We say we want to be on mission with God. God's using our gifts and our talents. I mean, Brian's using what he does for a living, how he's been educated and works. And I'm telling you, if you want to be on mission with God, God can use you anywhere and everywhere if you'll just say yes. All right? We're going to see a lot more opportunities. Thank you for sharing, Brian. All right. We ready to praise the Lord?